Hello everybody, Luke here. Thank you for returning for another one of my YouTube videos. Today I've been super busy. It's a Sunday. I won't bore you with the detail, but a lot of house admin, preparing for a baby, and it's actually got a little bit cold, dare I say. We've been spoilt with lots of nice weather recently. Daisy and I have recently come back from Miami. We'd never been to Miami before. It's a beautiful place. If you're really into the Grand Theft Auto franchise, then you will very much like Ocean Drive. If you are a fan of Vice City, for example, from Grand Theft Auto, it was really surreal getting to see areas that are somewhat familiar to my childhood. I think like Vice City came out in 2002, so I probably shouldn't have been playing it, but I was. And when I was in Miami a couple of weeks ago, it was so bizarre how it all comes back to you. I'm not saying the map is absolutely identical, but in particular, Ocean Drive, a lot of that area is quite familiar, and it's just mind-blowing. And I got to have a drink at the Colony. There's a couple of other really cool hotels on that strip. Really enjoyed ourselves. It was beautiful. And in actual fact, we are going to be going back to the States next year to celebrate a wedding. So hopefully I might be able to vlog to you guys from there. I was going to make a video whilst in Miami. I actually had you guys, well, I say you guys, all 19 of you with me. I took my camera along. But I just decided, I've had quite a hectic year so far, busy work, etc., that I just wanted to relax. So I took lots of photos because I enjoy photography as much as I do videography. But yeah, I decided I just wanted to relax on this one. So maybe in the next adventure, I bring you guys along with me. Anyway, that's actually not what I wanted to talk about in today's video. In today's video, I just wanted to, again, just in these videos, I like to just talk about topics that just personally interest me. And one topic in particular, which is kind of why I'm making these YouTube videos, is about perseverance and not being afraid to do something bad in order to eventually get good at it, or just because you enjoy doing it. Hence why I've started this YouTube channel. There will be some people that drop onto this channel and are like, who is this guy? I don't get it. I don't like the slightly non-edited, or perhaps I might go into more edited videos. And I'll have people say, I like this, but I don't like this, etc. And I'm not necessarily saying that I'm not going to listen to you all, because feedback is really important, especially on YouTube. But it's just not being afraid to just start. So I think I mentioned this in my very first YouTube video, two back from this one, that I've been thinking about coming back to YouTube. I used to have YouTube channels a long time ago, and I had all of these fancy ideas. I wrote all of my plans down. I bought lots of technology and hardware to make videos, but then just life happened. I was busy. There were times where I sat down to plan a video out. I've even shot videos, edited them, literally like spent 10, 20 hours editing videos, only to just not be happy with what I produced. And when I watched some of these videos back, I'm in my office at the moment, and I watched some of them back, and I must admit, I was like, potentially, I don't really see a problem with this anymore. And perhaps I was just in a bad way at the time when I was revisiting the video to try and see if it would be worth uploading, etc. But where I'm getting at with all of this is just don't be afraid to start. This is kind of what I'm doing here, as I mentioned. So I'm trying to prove to myself by uploading these videos that it doesn't matter initially if you're not 100% with what you're putting out. Now, that's not to say, hey, I don't care what I'm doing, I'm just going to upload videos because I kind of fancy, a bit of fun with just, seeing if I can make something of this channel. That's not quite what I'm getting at. It's just, I understand I'm not going to be perfect. I need to blow the webs off and, sand the rust off of my vlogging personality. And I need to do that by looking slightly stupid and perhaps, making videos that people, some like, some don't, in order to get better. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And so if you're watching this video and either you're wanting to start a YouTube channel, I think it was the first comment I had on my first video, somebody did comment below mentioning that they just started a YouTube channel, and I think I had somehow got more subscribers than them in just a couple of days, etc. My advice to them is to just carry on, keep going, and if you enjoy what you do and you get better at it over time, then people will stop by, people will subscribe, people will listen, people will interact. To be absolutely honest, I'm not even doing this for the subscribers. I'm doing this, I think, to experiment with how I could be a better talker, how I could share stories better, and perhaps as well, I'm also doing this because it might open opportunities for me to talk, as I mentioned before, to more interesting individuals, etc. So don't be afraid to look dumb, to look stupid. Perseverance really does win. And that's not just with, if you wanted to start a YouTube video, that's with everything in life. Very, very quick story. So in my previous agency, I worked my way up to a level where, I pretty much was one of the most knowledgeable in my marketing remit. And as much as that brings many benefits, such as salary, in terms of the responsibilities that you get given, etc., it can have a lot of negatives in terms of you feel like you've hit the ceiling. Now, you may ask potentially, well, if you get to a certain stage where you know more than others in a particular agency, why not just continue to learn? And that's a perfectly okay question to ask, and I did continue to learn. However, there is something about real physical mentorship and being surrounded by people who are just on a different scale to you, which for me personally, I really enjoy, because I'm a sponge when it comes to information. I'm absolutely fascinated by other people, especially people who are in my industry, who are doing marketing, artificial intelligence as well. There's a lot of innovation in this space, especially in marketing. And in my new agency that I've been working for a couple of years now, I am constantly mesmerized by the level of intelligence and innovation of which they are just jumping in areas like artificial intelligence, in sort of places that I've not seen before, and it challenges my perception of where I feel I am as a marketer, where I feel I am as an expert and a specialist in my field. And now, don't get me wrong, at times that can kind of lead to a feeling of, am I not good enough? I'm constantly surrounded by, people doing better and figuring things out faster. But then I have to stop and remind myself as to why I initially left one agency to go to another agency. It wasn't because I didn't like the people. The people were lovely. I loved the atmosphere, etc. It was just the challenge. I'd kind of got to the top of where I felt I was challenged. And I needed to jump ship and be brave enough to feel like the dumbest person in the room in order to eventually get myself into a stronger learning position. I could have stayed. I could have decided that actually I quite like that feeling of being very knowledgeable and being perhaps near the top tier of knowledge in that particular agency. People will look up to me. People will want to pay me more. People might want to put me forward for more opportunities, etc. But ultimately, I will be capped at a certain level of understanding, as where if I take the brave leap, which in this case I did, to again almost feel like I'm back at stage one. I'm not. I still have all of that knowledge that I had from my last agency with this one, but I knew that I had much more ahead of me. The ceiling got far higher. And by no means am I at that ceiling again for this agency, nowhere near. However, I already look back at where I started with this current agency that I work for, and I can actively, visibly see how much progress I've made in that amount of time. But in order to do that, you have to be willing to jump into things that push your comfort zone, that make you feel uncomfortable, that make you sometimes feel like you don't know what you're doing. Imposter syndrome, if you've heard of this before, if you've not, imposter syndrome, essentially, the short explanation to it is you feel like you're kind of acting as the person that you are out in the world. You sort of feel like you don't actually know what you're doing and you're going to be found out. Even though imposter syndrome, 99% of the time, is just that. It's just all in your head. You do know what you're doing. You've proven you know what you're doing. But there are times where all of us have that self-doubt. So, long story short, I wanted to make this quick video, like I have done with the others, where minimal to zero editing, just sharing my thoughts and feelings. This one will be about perseverance and about being willing to feel like and look like the dumbest person in the room in order to learn and develop yourself. I hope this has inspired you to either take that new job or take that leap with new responsibility, or to jump into something new that challenges you and your comfort zones, or to start a YouTube channel. Anyway, I've been Luke. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new around here, please subscribe, because I literally only have 19 subscribers at the moment. I'm hoping to get close to 35, 40, maybe I might stretch to 50 by the end of this month. I'll try and upload every couple of days. So, yep, that's been me. Thank you very much. Please do leave your comments below as well. Engagement is great. I absolutely love it when I see your responses to things. So if you have questions or you have thoughts over this particular video topic, then please leave them in the comments below. And if you have any particular topics that you think would be interesting for me to cover in maybe a future video, I'm open to hearing what you have to say. Anyway, it's been me. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.